Hello, everybody. This is Virginia Milner coming to you for the DeKalb County Library System. And we are still in the midst of Hispanic Heritage Month. So I thought we could do an evil eye pendant or a focal piece. I've seen this done many ways with thread and not so much with wire. We're going to do ours with wire. So I went through and I took several different ways that I've seen to do it, and I kind of probably oversimplified it, but it works just fine. It's really easy. It's not quite a right angle. No, it's not a right angle weave, but it is a weave. And all you need is seed beads. Actually, you could probably use other beads. I'm using seed beads because by the time you finish this, it's going to be a pretty good size. It's going to be about an inch to an inch and a quarter long, and it'll just hang nicely on a chain and it's really colorful and really pretty. So all you need for this is what is wire, and you can use, because we're going to be weaving or threading the wire through the beads. You can use 24 gauge, 24 gauge, 26, 28. I've seen it actually done. I saw somebody do something similar with 20, and not well, do a right angle weave with 28 gauge wire. So I know that you can do this with 28 gauge. I would not, and remember the numbers, as the gauge numbers go up, the wire gets thinner. I wouldn't try to do this with wire with a gauge larger or smaller than larger than 20. I'm getting confused. I wouldn't try to do this with a gauge that is smaller than 24, because I think it would be too hard to manipulate. So I'm going to, everybody that gets kits, you're going to get 24 gauge wire. I find that that works really, really well. So we're going to go ahead and use that and seed beads to make this piece. And then all you need is a length of chain and some jump rings and a lobster clasp to complete your piece. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to use your regular tools, your round nose pliers. Both barrels are round, all the way around. You're going to use, where are they? Oh, there. Square pliers that are slightly tapered to the top. They're slightly rounded on the outside, which kind of confuses people sometimes. But on the inside, they are completely flat, which helps with the square shaping. And the third thing that you're going to be using is a pair of cutters. Now you can use these flush cutters like I have, or you can use this kind of cutter. Either one works just fine for this project. They both do the same thing, which is going to be to cut some wire and cut a piece of chain. Okay, so, and you'll need a ruler. So let's go ahead and get started. This piece takes about, I think it's about 30, 32 seed beads, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26. Less than, what happened to my light? What happened? It just like disappeared. It takes less than 30 beads, and it depends. If you want to make it bigger, you'll need more beads. But for what we're doing, it doesn't take more than 30 seed beads. And I'm using 3 different colors. So let's go ahead and get started and get this piece underway. Okay, I have here a selection of seed beads. Now, those of you who get kits, we're just using very generic seed beads. I got these from a craft store. So they are not perfect. They're not perfectly cut. They're kind of different variety. They're not all exactly the same size, but they will work just fine with what we're going to do. But I wanted to do something that you didn't have to have a specific type of bead for. Every once in a while, I want to give you something that you can just go to the craft store and pick up without wondering if it's going to work for the piece that you're going to do. So we're using these are 4 millimeter. What is the size of this? I forget, but these are about 4 millimeter seed beads. I've got 3 different colors here. The eye is going to have a dark center for the pupil, and then a lighter color for the inner row, and the outer row is going to be a slightly darker color. You can decide what colors you want to use. I would suggest looking up what the eye colors mean for the evil eye, that you were warding off the evil eye. Look up what the eye colors mean and see what you want to get and what you want to make. I'm just using these random beads. I've got a really dark teal, a sky blue, and a deep purple. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's blue. It's actually purple that I'm using for my eye. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I needed 12 inches of wire. Again, you can go 24, 20, 24, 22, 26, 28. It's entirely, I mean, 24 is 26, 28, don't do 22. 24, 26, 28. I've never seen anybody try to do much of a weave with anything smaller than 28. I've tried 30 and it kept breaking on me. Not for this, but for something else. So I wouldn't go any smaller than that. Again, those of you who get kits, I'm sending you some 24 gauge wire your way in order to work with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got 12 inches of wire here, and I'm going to grab one of my beads that I'm going to use for the outer part of the eye, the frame. So I'm going to take this one teal bead, and I'm going to put it right on my wire, right in the center. Just let it drop down right in the center of your wire. And then I'm going to grab 2 of that color bead and string them on, one on each side. And then I'm going to take, so I've got 1 bead on each side, and then I'm going to take the wire on each side, and I'm going to feed it through the opposite bead. So this wire is going to go through where the other wire is coming out, and the same with the wire on the opposite side. So the left is going to the right, and the right is going to the left, like so. And then I pull my wires until the beads meet up with the little bead at the bottom. Uh-oh. Okay, but I don't know what that was. So this is what I have now. I'm going to bring this down a little closer and see if we can get a better look. So this is what I have now. Closer, 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 closer. Okay. There. Okay, so then I'm going to grab 3 beads. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Let me turn this off. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to grab 3 beads. I'm going to grab one of the dark ones and put that on one side of my wire, and a second dark one and put that on the other side of my wire. And somebody said, I have problems with these seed beads. They're so hard to pick up. Well, if you notice, when you drop them on your mat or whatever you're working on, 9 times out of 10, the drilled hole is pointing up towards the ceiling. So all you have to do is put your wire down inside the hole, if you can get it to stop bouncing. Put it down inside the hole and then slide it on, instead of trying to hold it between your fingers, because you can't even see it when it's in between your fingers. All right, so I've got one of my outer beads on one wire and one on the other wire, and I'm going to get one of my lighter beads to go on one of the wires. It doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to have a dark, come on now. So I'm going to have a dark bead and a light bead on one wire and a dark bead on the other wire. So now I'm going to do just what I did with the first 2 beads. I'm going to slide the wire that's on one side through the one single bead and the wire that's on the other side through those two beads. Just like that. And then I'm going to pull my wires together. Now I find that if you try to pull it all the way with both wires, one inevitably gets pulled before the other. So I just do it a little bit at a time. A little bit on one side, a little bit on the other side, and until I've got them all nicely down there. I just find it works better for me to do it that way. If you are proficient in just pulling that wire and it goes where you want to, more power to you. But this is the way it works better for me. So now this is what I have so far. So now I'm going to grab 4 beads. One dark one first, a light one second, both on one wire, same on the other side. Dark first and light second. And now I'm going to take my wire on the opposite sides and slide it through those beads. And what did I do? I did a dark one and a dark one. Junia, pay attention. Dark one and a light one. There we go. So I have a dark one on one side and along with the light one and the same on the other side. So I'm going to take the wire from the opposite side and feed it through those 2 beads on the other side, and the other wire, feed it through the beads on the other side. Make sure you get them both in there. And then I'm going to pull those wires until the beads are down there with the other beads. See, mine always, one side always pulls more than the other. Very annoying. All right. So now I'm going to introduce the pupil of my eye. Yay. We're going to see where this is going. So again, I'm going to use one of my dark teal ones first, and one of the light sky blue ones second. Get on there. I always jiggle it back and forth to make sure it's actually on the wire. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Dark one and a light one. And on this side, I'm going to add my pupil bead, my purple pupil. That looks like blue on camera. That's weird. Anyway. And then I'm going to feed my wire on the opposite side through the 3 beads. Make sure I catch all of them because it can sometimes be easy to go through 2 and the third one is left out in the cold. See, it went through these 2. I have to get down here to the other one and get it through there. See, now my wire bent. So we straighten my wire out and get down there through my 3 beads. That third one is just being cantankerous. And now I'm going to go to the other side and pick up the 2 beads on that side, slide that wire through them. Redoing this again. Goes through the one and not through the other. There we go. Gotcha. Got them all. And let's close that up. Let's pull the beads, the wire, until the beads go down and meet the others. And that's what we have so far. Now we're going into reverse. So now we're going to go back to 4 beads again. 1 outer bead, 1 inner lining bead, So the dark and the light, go to the other side, do the same thing. The dark and the light, dark and light. Here we go. And let's repeat what we've been doing all along. Opposite wire through the 2 beads on the other wire. Okay, and same on this side. Opposite wire through the 2 beads. And let's pull it closed. Get those beads down there to join the others. There we go. And the next set of beads, we're down to 3 beads. 1, 2, 1 dark one, 1 light one, the dark and the light on one wire and the dark on the other wire. There we go. Bring the wires up. And the opposite wires through the bead on the other wire. So we have 1 bead on this side, bring that wire through, and 2 beads on the other side. Take that wire through. There we go. And let's pull those wires together. There we go. And now I want you to see something. I always, without a doubt, on this side, I always end up with a little more wire than I do down here. I don't know why that is. It does it every time. I don't understand it, but it does not deter me from my pattern. It doesn't really change the look of it too much. Again, if you're looking for perfection, I would get some better seed beads than the one I'm using that just came from, I think mine came from Joann's or Michael's, and they're very generic. But they work just fine for my purposes. Okay, so we're down to 2 beads, and they're both the dark beads. So 1 on one side, 1 on the other side. And feed the beads through the opposite wire. Now, if there's any question, if you're going, oh, wait a minute, which way do I go when I feed the wire back through? Where the wire is coming out on the opposite side, that's where you put the wire from the wire into the bead. So the wire is coming out on this side, you feed that tail in through the bead that way. Now, that turned, and I could have ended up with a kink in my wire. That's another reason why I don't just like to pull. I like to make sure that my wire is staying nice and straight so that I don't end up with any kinks or knots in my wire. So there's my 2. And I have 1 more left. Grab my bead, put that on. And now this is a little different than the other side because we have to lock this down. So I have to go back through the bead just like I've been doing with the others along the way, which is a little bit different than what we did at the start, but the wire has gone through both beads, and we need to replicate that on the other side. And here, ladies and gents, is my little eye. And you can go through and kind of manipulate the beads to look the way you want them to look. Pull the wires tighter if you need to, adjust the wires so that they're sitting the way you want. And there's my little eye. And then I go through and I count to make sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my eye. Isn't that neat? Sure, that's nice and tight. Now, how do we finish off the rest? I bring my wires up because we're making this into a pendant. See if I can adjust that little wire there a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's my little eye. That little opening there just bugs me every time. I don't know why it does it. And it might be because this is a little bowed. Let's finish it off. So what I need to do is bring my wires up. Make sure they're nice and snug. Nice and tight here. So I'm bringing my wires up, both of them to the top, cross them over, and then I'm going to twist. Just going to twist my wire several times. 4, 5 is plenty. I'm going to cut off the untwisted part. And then just turn this down behind the beads and put this little tail down between these little beads here so that there's nothing sticking up. Nice and smooth. And there's my little eye. There it is. There's my eye. So now all we need to do is put it on a chain. So what I've done is cut, I had a long piece of chain here. I just cut it in half. And you can determine what length you want. I'm going into, we're going into sweater weather here in the United States, in this part of the United States for me. And so I wanted to make it so that I wanted to make it a regular length, which is about 18 inches. So 18 inches of wire, I just cut it in half with my little clippers. And now all I need to do is attach it to my little eye, wherever I want that to be. Remember, this is the back because I put that excess wire back there. I tucked that back there. So this is my front, and I just need to put my wire on either side of my little focal to hang it. So there we go. Yeah. So all I need for that is a couple of jump rings. So I'm going to grab a jump ring. Proper way to open the jump ring. Find the little split, which is right here. Put a pair of pliers on one side of the split. Take your thumb and push down on. Oh, wow, these are like sealed. Push down. Okay. Here's the second way to do it. Take the one pair of pliers and put them on one side of the split. Take another pair of pliers, put them on the other side of the split, and twist. There we go. Now I have a nicely open jump ring. Let's do that again. Let's try the thumb methods. I hope it works on this one. Okay, there's a little split. Pliers on one side, thumb on the other side, push, And I have a nice open jump ring. That wasn't doing that blurry thing a lot. I'm going to do this again, just in case it was. I was trying to focus on too many things. At least that's what somebody told me. They said there's too many things that it's trying to focus on. It's trying to focus on that. Let's move that out of the way. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so pliers on one side, thumb on the other side, push down. Oops, it slipped. Pliers on one side, thumb on the other side, push down on the jump ring until it opens. And there it is. There's my open jump ring. Now all I need to do is attach it to my eye. So I'm going to take one side of my chain. I'm going to slide it inside my jump ring. Slide that open jump ring inside the loop, the last loop on the chain. And then I'm going to slide it decide where you want to hang it from. I'm going to hang it from over here in the corner. I'm going back behind the second group of beads, slide my jump ring in and close it back up. And I can either close it with my fingers or I can close it with the other set of pliers. It's up to you. All I need to do is twist that closed and then make sure that it's completely closed. I don't want any openings. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit, test it out to make sure that the little split is closed. I want to make sure that the backs of this are, the ends of this are completely together. Yes, nice. And then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Grab a jump ring. Go to the same place on the other side to go ahead and thread my jump ring in, which is right here behind the two beads. Get the end of my chain, thread it on my jump ring. Make sure you get the last loop of your chain. Thread that through there. Should have done the chain first. I was trying to show you two different ways to do it. Chain first, then the pendant, pendant first, then the chain. You choose. Now, to close it up, I closed it up with my fingers last time. This time I'm going to use the pliers and just twist until it's closed. There we go. And now I just need to put on my lobster clasp and my jump ring on the other end. And I put a jump ring on one side. Let's grab my other jump ring. Grab the other side of my chain. Thread my jump ring through the last link of my chain. And thread my lobster clasp through my jump ring. And close my loop. Close that jump ring up. And voila. I have a necklace. There's my camera. Okay, there we go. There it is. Easy peasy. Isn't that neat? I love it. Love, love, love. Let's pop this baby on a display and see what it looks like. But you know, as a matter of fact, I could probably wear this. This is the same color as what I am on. Let me see which one I want to do, display or myself. There it is. There's my evil eye necklace. I love it. I made it a little shorter. I cut it off because I wanted it to sit in a certain place. And 18 inches was coming down to about there on me. So I went ahead and cut it down to 16 inches. Now, you who get kits are going to get 18 inches of wire. And then if you want to cut it down more, you can. But this worked really well with what I've got on. So that's the reason I did that. You can also get an extender chain if you want it a lot longer or something like that. I always go with 18 inches, 18 inches, which is a standard necklace length, safe length. 18, 20 inches, something like that. So I'm going to be sending you the seed beads. I haven't decided if I want to send you enough to make 2 or 1, because these are kind of cool. And you can give one to a friend, or you can make a couple in a couple of different colors, or you can go to the store and buy a bunch of seed beads and make your own. That is it, everybody. This is our nice, easy peasy. I have done so many in-person classes, so many live classes doing the evil eye different techniques. We've used little wooden beads that have the eye. We've used some little acrylic beads that have the eye. We've used some glass beads that have the eye. And this time I said I wanted to do something where we actually make the eye. And I searched high and low and found this, and I thought, this is great. It's not as convenient for a class because too many people are trying to do it and having problems. It's having problems, and it's hard for me to focus on everybody at once. So this works very well. I'm glad I get to do it on camera. I think I'm going to do one more evil eye tutorial to finish out his Hispanic Heritage Month, just because I like the little eyes. They're so cute. So I think I might do another one. Might not, but I might. And that will be that. So I wanted to let you know that we're going to be, I think we're in the middle of, by the time this comes out, we're about midway. No, yeah, we're midway in Hispanic Heritage Month, which runs from September 15th to October 15th. And I just wanted to celebrate that because it's just such an artistic, so many artistic endeavors that we can do. It's so colorful. I love it. And then soon enough, I'm probably going to do Dia de Muertos. I don't know. I do it every year. I think I might do something with it again this year. It's just fun. It's colorful. It's a little spooky around Halloween. So it's a lot of fun. But I'm getting off topic. We're finished with this for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know one way or the other. You can contact me at jewelrygin20@gmail.com. That's JEWELRYGIN20@gmail.com. You can leave comments on the library Facebook page, which is DeKalb Library. It's facebook.com/DeKalb Library. That's spelled DeKalblibrary. Or you can leave comments, or you can leave comments and pictures on the Facebook page, or you can leave comments on the library YouTube page, which is youtube.com/DeKalb Library. I'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts and see what you thought of this and see if you make it. If you do, I would love for you to put it on the Facebook page. And always remember that these tutorials are free to you. They will be out there, as far as I know, in perpetuity, and you can go back and use them again and again and again. The kits will be available if you are in the Atlanta area, the DeKalb County area specifically. They will be available at the North Lake, Toco Hills, Clarkston, and Decatur libraries. I think there's a couple other libraries that are picking them up now, but they're in the outskirts and they wanted to keep it small to those who are right in that area. So we won't be naming them until they tell me that it's okay to do so. Until next time, I hope you have a great week and enjoy your weekend. And we will, as always, see you later. Bye-bye.